Well, good afternoon, you little shitheads. How we doing? Alright, let's talk about today. Pull up the SPY, and we'll get rid of anything fancy, anything indicator-wise. We'll just have a nice little look at what the fuck is going on the macro, and where everything is placed at the moment. What fucking interval was that? Fuck me. There was one point I wanted to fucking make, and I can't find where the fuck I had it. Okay, alright, TLDR. We have a giant fucking pendant that could go either way going into the CPI print tomorrow. I think with what oil had done, fuck, what was that? Fucking symbol. This, I think. Yeah. Okay, with where oil's looking, I think that's an indication that the print might actually come in good tomorrow. As well as if you look at things like gold, not much demand, at least that the charts are showing going into this read tomorrow. But still, you just don't fucking know. So with the indicators, though, I think it's going to be a good read tomorrow. Everything's reading, well, just about everything's reading bullish, as well as that we're going into distribution on the 4-hour for SPY. So this candle right here, that closing candle is very intriguing to say the least. Volume on the 4-hour is still bullish. The snippy snipe is still reacting to this bounce that happened here, which the volume script fucking called nearly perfectly, as well as the snippy snipe. So that's fucking lit. The daily is a 50-50. The daily reading is a 50-50. The volume regime is still reading bullish, but we're seeing bullish momentum step out and bearish momentum step in. But then the snippy snipe is saying that it's bullish, so just something to kind of keep in mind. We do have a triple cluster going into close, so like 9 times out of 10 that I've ever seen these, and for anyone else, I imagine, that uses the snippy snipe, anytime you have a close on this formation where you have 3 distribution lines clustered up, 9 times out of 10 the following day is pretty bullish. Let's check out Amy. Jumped 10% at open, or 8%, and then got rejected going into the rest of the day. I don't know if this was something to do with SPY or not. No, it just got shorted. So again, the volume, I want to see a bullish volume alert kick in on the 1-hour. As far as like what it's been doing over the past couple sessions, it's gone out of accumulation on the 1-hour and is now in distribution, and just continues to ride this line right here that I will change the color of. So it looks fucking good. On the 1-hour, we got bullish volume regime. It's still reading neutral, and I think that's just because we haven't seen any aggressive move up yet. It's just been a steady walk up. On the 4-hour, we did get a bearish volume alert, but I think that had more so to do with just that extreme upward movement from today, going back here. But everything's starting to flip bullish. Yeah, the daily bounce and all. The volume indicator, this version is actually private. I might make this public someday. I don't know. But bullish volume is about to completely engulf bearish volume and just volume in general. The white line that you see is volume as a whole, and bullish volume is about to overtake that entirely. So, yeah, I think it looks good. And we still have room all the way up to 13. And then if we sustain there, you have about 16 right behind it, and then 22, 23 right after that. So a lot of potential upside here if everything sustains. Jimbo, oh, that's fucking interesting. We have a bullish volume alert on the daily. Alrighty, that's fucking lit. closed 1% on the day and is actively starting to squeeze on the 1 hour. If you look on Chunder, we have the bounce here, the rejection here, and then if you go down to smaller time frames, you will continue to see bounces off of accumulation and rejections off distribution, but also peaking into distribution on those smaller time frames. So you can kind of think of it as like not a traditional short squeeze, but as far as where market makers and any other participants who can actually move the chart are concerned, the price levels that are available to churn liquidity are only melting upward, because there's just no more room to compress the price chart further down. So yeah, also looking pretty good. In my honest, humble fucking opinion. Coinbase. There is an UnusualWhales alert that went out earlier, but this just caught my eye because of all of crypto. You look at like Riot and Marathon. These charts are also starting to look really good. But Coinbase in particular, because of the higher price, meaning that you can actually get more premium from Delta and Gamma if you know how to play your options right. Had a bounce off of the daily. I think it's the same time as fucking Jimbo and Amy. And continues to just keep pushing upward. And here we are on the 4 hour, and it's about to go through a double cluster, which again, any push through of any distribution line is big, but when you have 2 to 3 just kind of stacked up on each other, it can produce a lot of upward movement. So the volume regime is reading bullish, and bullish momentum is actually continuing to increase. As far as the snippy snipe goes, still reading neutral, and I think that still has to do with just waiting for a decisive move other than a constant move up. Any trend line like this is a very, I wouldn't call it a telling trend, because you're either going to keep going up, or in the more likely event you'll go down. But if you don't have volume deciding either direction, it's more of a 50-50 than anything else you could find on the chart. All throughout today, though, it looked like accumulation at this particular level, and just kind of waiting to see if that volume kicks in or not. But given how Bitcoin has been moving, hitting 22.4 at the current moment, we're getting tons of bullish volume alerts kicking in. Bitcoin's looking really good, so I can see Riot and Marathon and Coinbase all being sympathy plays. Bitcoin is trying its fucking heart out to just get out of accumulation. The bounce off of the weekly as well. So the next big target for Bitcoin is sitting at 28 to 29,000. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of just what I'm looking at. People were noticing that the VIX was starting to have some movement today relative to the rest of the market, which, given the most recent slapdowns throughout the broader markets, the VIX has been relatively silent. There hasn't been much movement there as far as the upward direction goes, which suggests that nobody's trying to play volatility. Anyone that can move the chart, and that's always a weird sign, especially when you have headlines of. Let me see if I can find this. Shout out to my dad for sending this to me. Fuck, I can't find the headline. You can find tons though if you just look up any of these particular keywords right here. The bearish bets that have been coming in on the markets are at highs that we haven't seen since COVID. Look at any what do you call it? Any prime broker report. Anybody that releases any form of data, such as Goldman, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, all these guys are seeing like record levels of bearish premium, but all at the same time, the VIX isn't moving, and as far as SPX is concerned, we're still seeing a melt up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all kind of goes about, because it's either going to be all of these bearish bets were right, or the entire market is just going to see another fucking bear market rally and tons of short squeezes throughout the market. I almost knocked my water over. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. That's fucking about it though. So live fast, eat ass, and
Stay black.